To have you join us for our online kids experience. My co-host today is
Chris.
Chris, it's great to have you here today. I know that this week you had early dismissal week. It's been a crazy week back at school.
Yes, it sure has.
So all month here at Kids, we're going to talk about masks, and that off stage, our masks, we got to drop the act. I know masks is on your mind a lot these days because we're wearing masks for the coronavirus. But today we're talking about the other masks we wear. Sometimes we wear masks with people and we act like a different person. Now, the cool thing about wearing a mask is you can be different. You might be a rock star, you might be a superhero. What would you want to be?
A movie star.
A movie star, that's right. You might want to be a secret agent or a spy. The thing is, do you act like that same person when you take the mask off that you are in real life? So this is what we're talking about all month, how we're going to drop the act and be the real you. So this month we're talking about integrity. What is integrity, Chris?
Choosing to be truthful in whatever you say and do.
That's right. So when you take the mask off, are you living the way God wants you to live? Or are you living differently with the mask on? Who are you when you're with your friends, and who are you no matter where you go? But first, before we get into our Bible story, I thought it'd be fun to do some little shenanigans with me. Are you ready?
Yeah.
We're going to play a game, which involves a mask. Our game today is a taste test. Chris is going to be tasting a number of different foods, and he has to guess what they are. Kids, this is where we need your help. You're going to put in the chat which foods Chris is going to get right and which ones he might get wrong. So you could put in your points. He might get 1 out of 4, or he might get all 4 right, but he's gonna wear a mask. He doesn't know what these foods are. He hasn't tasted them. This is not rehearsed. So the first choice of food is oatmeal. The next one is fruit salad, hamburger helper, or chocolate pudding. Is he gonna get all 4 right? Okay, Chris, I'm gonna move you over here. We're gonna put your mask on. I'm going to get you set up. So I just have some instructions for the kids. So behind the mask, who are we really? Our food choices again, you guys. We got chocolate pudding, hamburger helper, fruit salad, or oatmeal. So, okay, you guys can see all of our choices here. Okay, Chris. Now, I gotta tell you guys, Chris does not like different foods. So this is his taste test. Okay, let's start with number 1, right here. Just give that one a little taste. Tell me if you think it's chocolate pudding, hamburger helper, fruit salad, or oatmeal.
Chocolate pudding.
Okay, so you think this one here is chocolate pudding. Okay?
Yes.
Let's try the next one, the next food. Put your hand here. There you go. Try that. Maybe you need a little more.
No.
Okay, what do you think that one is? Hamburger helper, fruit salad, or oatmeal?
Hamburger helper.
Okay, so you're thinking that they're right behind the right one. Hamburger helper, he's thinking. Okay, let's try this next one. Oh, that smells good. Okay, you try this one. Here's, oh yeah, put your hand here. I forgot you can't see. I think you liked this one when you were little. Oh, maybe not. Okay, do you think that's fruit salad or oatmeal?
Oatmeal.
Oh, you think it's oatmeal?
Yeah.
Okay. Next one, the final one. Oh yeah, here you go.
Fruit salad.
Fruit salad. Okay, let's see if he is correct. You can take off your mask. Chris, the real fruit that was behind the original boxes were different kinds. So this one here, you thought was pudding, was actually vegetable, beef, and barley. Did you like that one?
No.
No. Okay, so that's definitely not chocolate pudding, so he didn't get that one right. Okay, this one you thought was hamburger helper is actually chicken minestrone soup.
I didn't like
You
that
didn't like
either.
that one either? Now that was very close. You were very close. This one is chicken flavored hamburger helper. Okay, this one you thought was fruit salad. Well, I can tell you, you're very close. It's pretty much just about the same thing. It's apple crisp. So like applesauce.
I like that one. I like that
Okay,
one.
so you want to keep that one?
No.
You want to eat it like from the tube? No. Well, you can hang on to that. If you like that one, that could be your prize for taste testing. And this one here, you thought this orange one, you couldn't see the colors, was oatmeal, but it was really sweet potato, apple, and chicken. Was that your favorite?
No, that was
Definitely not your favorite.
The
You don't want
least
to take
favorite.
that one home too?
No.
Okay, so you just want this one?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, here you go. You can take that home with you today. That can be your snack later on. Now,
Okay.
why did we do a taste test? By the way, thanks, Chris, for being willing to try something that was not what you expected, right?
You better thank me.
I'm thanking you. So, why do we do a taste test today? Well, today's Bible story is all about food and integrity. Our Bible story today is about Daniel. And you guys might remember Daniel from being in the lion's den. This is Daniel when he was younger. During this time, God's people were not following God. And they lived in a land called Judah. And Judah was conquered by a king. His name was King Nebuchadnezzar, and he was the king of Babylon. King Nebuchadnezzar did not respect God or God's people, the Israelites. So God took special temple objects, not God, sorry. King Nebuchadnezzar took God's special objects for him from the temple that the Israelite people went to and prayed to God. King Nebuchadnezzar made sure that God's people wouldn't rise up against him. So he took Daniel and some young men back to Babylon. And this is where our Bible story starts today. Now, before you dive into the Bible story, take a moment to stretch your legs at home, grab some instruments, maybe some fabric, and dance around your living room with this worship song, and then you're going to head into our Bible story. Thanks for joining us today.
I lay my life down at your feet. You're the only one I need. I turn to you and you are always there. way, the truth, and the life. We live by faith and not by sight. For you, we're living all for you. Up a bit higher. You are the way, the truth, and the life. We live by faith and not by sight. For you, we're living all for you. You are the way. You are the way, the truth, and the life. We live by faith and not by sight. For you, we're living all for you. You are the way, the truth, and the life. We live by faith and not by sight. For you, we're living all for you. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for.
Oh, hey. Hello, planet Earth! It's me, Graham, professional astronaut, broadcasting live from outer space. You know, not a lot of people thought I would make it all the way to Saturn, but you know what? They were right. It's just a costume. I'm still on Earth. I love to dress up and pretend to be other people. Don't you? I mean, I love to dress up in costumes and wear scary makeup or funny masks. It's out of this world. because I'm an astronaut. Oh, but today we're talking about what it's like to live our lives without masks, without costumes. What it's like to live with integrity. Now, integrity is choosing to be truthful in whatever you say and do. And it's harder than it sounds to live with integrity. There's so many reasons to pretend to be someone you're not. I mean, you may want people to think you're funny. You may want your teachers to think that you're smart. E equals MC squared. The capital of Mongolia is Ulaanbaatar. A woodchuck can chuck 32 cords of wood. And you probably want your friends to think that you're cool. Cool kids still dress like this, right? See what I mean? It isn't always easy to just be true to who you are. In today's story, we'll learn about some guys who were under a lot of pressure to be like everybody else. We'll find out if they were able to stay true to who God made them to be. I'll be back in a minute. Instead of a minute, it's a moonit. Because I'm in space. Maybe I should dress up as the clown again.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. Now, for an amazing story. Inspired by the book of Daniel. Chapter 1.
Daniel was only a very young man when King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon conquered the land of Judah. Nebuchadnezzar made sure that God's people wouldn't rebel by taking Daniel and other young men from royal families in Judah and marching them back to Babylon with him.
Will we ever see our home again?
Daniel's friends were just as scared and confused as he was.
Where will we live? What will he do to us? I sure hope the food is decent.
Daniel tried to reassure them as the imposing city gates rose ahead.
God will be with us, whatever happens.
The king chose the brightest and best young men from Judah and ordered that they receive special training.
After 3 years, you will get to be very important and serve me.
The chief official Ashpenaz took charge of Daniel and his friends.
Tut-tut. Those wishy-washy Hebrew names just won't do. You need new ones.
New what?
Names. Let's see. Daniel, we'll call you Belteshazzar. And you three will be Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Are those names, or is he just sneezing?
You'll learn our language, of course. And all the Babylonian writings?
Daniel's heart sank as he realized what was happening. The king wanted Daniel and his friends to forget they were God's people. He wanted them to become Babylonians. But Abednego was worried about something else.
Hey, I'm about to starve. Any way we can get a bite to eat?
Right this way.
Ashpenaz led Daniel and his friends to a big table set with mouth-watering foods.
Steak.
Or those Babylonian buffalo bites.
The cake's got at least 9 layers.
Only the best, straight from the king's table.
Oh, the food smelled delicious. But Daniel pulled his friends aside.
Guys, if this food is from the king's table, that means it's been offered to false gods first.
Uh-oh, not good.
Our new names and training are one thing, but if we eat this food, it's like we're saying we're okay with false gods.
But we gotta eat something, man.
We can ask for different food, simple stuff that hasn't been offered to the false gods.
But that chocolate cake! Abednego! Okay.
Daniel and his friends turned back to Ashpenaz. They tried to ignore the delicious smells wafting from the table.
This all looks great, but could we eat something that's not from the king's table? It doesn't need to be anything fancy.
The king is my master. He's decided what you must eat and drink. What if you don't eat this and he sees you looking worse than the other young men? He might kill me.
No matter what Daniel said, Ashpenaz was too fearful to listen, so Daniel approached the guard assigned to take care of them.
Please, just test us for 10 days. Give us nothing but vegetables to eat and water to drink. See how we look then.
Well, if Brussels sprouts are your thing.
For 10 days, the guards gave Daniel and his friends nothing to eat but veggies and water.
I could get into the habit of cabbage.
I like broccoli, probably. Pass the peas, if you please. I just want a hamburger.
Let me tell you, it wasn't easy to say no to all those delicious foods the other young men got to eat. But at the end of 10 days, the guard called everybody out.
Line them up.
He strode past the other young men.
Good. I can see you've been eating well.
When the guard reached Daniel and his friends, he stopped in surprise.
What? You've been eating rabbit food, but you look even better fed than the others.
Daniel smiled. God had helped them grow strong even without eating the food offered to false gods.
Okay, fine. You can keep eating veggies and water.
Rats?
Thank you.
God continued to give Daniel and his friends knowledge and understanding as they studied, and at the end of their training, they were brought before the king.
Let's see what you know. How many inches in a meter?
39.3701.
What do you call a group of porcupines?
A prickle.
If it takes 8 men 10 hours to build a wall, how long would it take 4 men?
No time at all, because the wall's already built.
How are you all so smart?
The one true God gives us wisdom.
Well, we'll see about that. Anyhow, you're 10 times smarter than my other advisors. You get to be very important and serve me.
Daniel and his friends eventually became the king's most trusted advisors, and even though they served the king of Babylon, they never stopped standing strong for the one true God in everything they said and did.
Okay, so Daniel and his friends were in a really bad situation. They were taken from their homes and they were forced to be some king's servant. But even then, they chose to be true to themselves. They chose to live the way God wanted them to live. You see that kind of integrity a lot in the Bible. I mean, think of Jesus. He was always true to himself. Jesus could have gone along with the crowd, but instead he lived the way he knew was true, even when it meant giving up his life for you and me. So how can we be true with our lives? Well, it's great if you want people to think that you're fun or funny, but not if it means, say, hurting someone's feelings to get a laugh. I have no idea how to make balloon animals. And being cool is cool, you know? But if you have to pretend to be something that you're not so people think that you're cool, that's not cool. Cool? What's another word for cool? So here's the one thing to remember today. Be truthful with your whole life. You can choose to be who God made you to be. I mean, to be honest and true in what you say and in what you do. Like I said before, it isn't always easy, so ask God for help. That's one small step for you and one giant leap for integrity.
Goodbye.